Hi everyone, delonewolf here, welcome back to some EVE Online, and in today's video we're going to take a look at the Porpoise. So boys, get ready for some math mistakes. This video was a request. A few people saw my videos on the Orca, and they asked me to make a video about the Porpoise as well, which is of course the battle cruiser equivalent of the Orca, a much cheaper way of providing boosts to your mining fleets. So I bought one, I stripped most of the fittings from my Orca, and I went with some Tech 2 stuff, but let me start with that. Of course, I would go with something like this, personally. Not so much, you know, on the tanking modules. You could maybe get a bit more out of like a few faction pieces that are not too expensive and find a better fit than what I've got going here. But for the max yield, again, you will want one medium drone mining augmenter 1, so one Tech 1 rig, and then two Tech 2 rigs, because you are limited by the fitting resources for the rigs. This is basically the maximum that you can get if you want some mining yield as well. In the low slots for tank, I think it makes most sense to go with the damage control and with a reinforced bulkheads. And then the Porpoise can fit two boosting modules. So I put one mining foreman burst and one shield command burst 1. Why is that not a Tech 2? Maybe I should look into upgrading that into a Tech 2, but we are already at just 0.9 CPU left, so this is definitely like pushing the fittings to their limits. I don't even think that I've got room for anything else in the high slots. Still, I think max yield and two active boosts. You could go for two mining boosts, to be honest. You could do something like the increased yield and the decreased crystal cost if you want to basically go for the most bang for your buck. So this is what I did. In the drone bay, I grabbed the drones from the Orca, so 5 augmented mining drones, just to give a good comparison in what they can do. Of course, we're going to do that in an actual belt, see this baby in action in space. So let's undock. Here is the Porpoise, and let's see if I can spot the belt right in front of... Yep, there we go. So let's maybe warp into the belt itself, warp within 0. Let's take a look. A thing, right? I went with EM ward field because of the EM hole here. Then I've got two adaptive invulnerability fields, and then one thermal dissipation field because that was the lowest resistance after that. So if I put all of these on, let's take a quick look at what happens. 68,000 HP for a 70 million ISK hull. I think that's okay. Of course, personally, I would not be mining with the augmented mining drones at this point. I would probably save those for an Orca and go with Tech 2 mining drones at the moment, because basically every single mining drone is worth as much as my ship here, and I'm only going to do this for the testing purpose. So the idea, of course, is to do the exact same thing as with the Orca. You go and sit inside the belt. You can go mining, so you want to be close to an asteroid in order to get the most out of the mining drones themselves. Oh, I should actually switch that to just mine 1, so we get a cubic meters. What's the ore hold looking like? Right, 180,000 on the Orca. Not bad, 60,000 for something that costs like 10 times less. Is definitely not bad. You can stay in the ore belt for quite a while, and then of course you want to actively boost, whether it's shield boosts. Now I've got resistance going and then mining yield, and provide that for the fleet. That's basically what you want to use the Porpoise for, and it's going to do its job. It's also very affordable, to be honest. This is what I would still feel comfortable flying in nullsec, except for the drones. I would switch those out to Tech 2 mining drones. It's probably what I'm going to do with this actual ship. I'll bring that to K1Y and maybe do some mining over there, providing boosts for the local fleets if they have any use for them. In the meantime, after around 1 minute, let's take a look at the show info button here. One of these augmented mining drones should bring in 229 cubic meters. So in 1 minute I get 1145 cubic meters. I don't think it's that bad, but it's definitely less than Let's return those before someone decides to suicide gang them. It's definitely less than in the Orca, of course. You're gonna get a lower yield because you're in a much cheaper and a smaller ship. But 230, I think, is still pretty respectable. A last thing that we should definitely check is, if you press the show info button, which skills are going to increase the mining yield when it comes to the ship's skills itself. So industrial command ship bonus per skill level, 10% bonus to drone hit points, damage and or mining yield. So you want that at 5. I think it's the one, industrial command ships. I'm working on that to bring it to 5 right now. So that's another 10% increase that we're going to get. And the roll bonus is just straight up 50% bonus to drones or mining yields. And anything else? Mining yields? No. Remote shield booster. You could try to fit a few shield boosters in there as well. That could be interesting. Personally, when it comes to the mining fleets, I think yield and the boosting is really what you're focusing on most. And as you've seen, the fit is already maxing out the power grid. So not much that I can do about that. And anything else? No. So it's basically a 50% roll bonus. You also get the 10% bonus per skill level of mining foreman burst. No, that's not right. Per industrial command ship bonus right there. And of course then all the other skills are for the drones themselves. I think it's a pretty cool ship, and it's definitely, if you want to have the Orca experience in, let's dock up into the Strauss, in dangerous space, I think this is definitely an okay thing to do. The hull only cost me 70 million. Stick to some Tech 2 fittings, that's not too expensive either. Stick to Tech 2 mining drones. You're not gonna get as good a yield as with these babies, of course, but I think it'll still be alright. So here we're talking 229 cubic meters per minute. Let's put all of this back in the Orca so that I can give you guys a perspective of what the upgrade to the Orca is going to do for you. Here we go. That means that I need to first of all strip some of the stuff that I grabbed from the Orca. I'm putting this in the third division here for now. Third, so that I know where to grab that from. Put that in the third right there. I think the rest is I bought, so all of this is just straight up Tech 2 stuff, not that expensive. The rigs were a bit more expensive, but worth it, I think, if you're going for the yield anyways. And then, oh, the drones, of course. I grabbed the drones from the Orca as well, so let's put these in here as well. 229, let's switch to the Orca. Let's refit my Orca, like this, like this, like this. There we go, there we go, there we go. Put the drones in the drone bay, and I think we can see it from here. So if now I open this up, I do a show info. What is the calculated yield here? 305 cubic meters per minute. From 229 to 305 is definitely a respectable increase in income. This is basically going to yield me 1500 cubic meters a minute, whereas the Porpoise is only around 1100 per minute at the moment. As I've said, because of the skills, if I press show info on this, let's do a quick look. Show info. So industrial command ship bonus is also 10% to hit points, damage and or mining yield. I still have that at 4. I need to bring that to 5. But the roll bonus is 100% bonus to drone or mining yield, which of course gives the difference and is the reason why at some point you'll want to upgrade to an Orca. If you really want to get into the best possible boosting and mining ship possible. And there you go. I think that's basically all I had to say about the Porpoise. As you can see, the philosophy in fitting here is exactly the same. So you've got rigs for more mining yield in the low slot, bulkhead and damage control. Here a bit of resistance, and then one shield extender for the HP. And of course, another difference, the Orca can actually get 3 boosters going just on its own. The Porpoise can only get 2. boosters going at the same time. But for the difference in cost, honestly, the Porpoise is definitely something to work towards and to consider in more dangerous space, or just as a goal to be able to help your mining fleets out. It's going to do a really admirable job. And it's going to earn itself back way more quickly than your investment in an Orca, even at the lower yields that it has. So there you go, guys. That is a quick look at the Porpoise and my look at it. Definitely a very nice ship. I think it basically filled the niche that CCP wanted it to fill, which is to provide an affordable alternative to the Orca and the Rorqual for providing mining boosts to mining fleets. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and as always, I'll see you next time.